Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Nemesis Gaming League, where the grind continues. We are back here for match number 2 of Week 2, Saturday Night Rocket League, where we are heading to the Prospect League, Melons versus Origin. I am Matt, back here in the booth for the second game, but I am now joined by the one and only Merely. How are you doing, Merely?
I'm doing pretty good. Excited to get into this matchup. We've got a bit of an aged rivalry here: Melons versus Origin, the two most dominant teams in Nemesis history. I believe both have 2 championship titles to their name, and in only 6 seasons, 5 completed so far of Nemesis, they've taken more than the larger share of championships, 2 going to each team respectively. So we should have a good matchup on our hands.
Yeah, we definitely should. Not sure if it'll be able to top at least the ending of the last novice game that we just had, reverse sweep by the Ninjas. But this should be another great match here from both of these teams. Like you said, they have an aging rivalry. So, do you know anything about these rosters? You know, like how they're doing this season and whatnot?
So I actually don't know all that much about the Melons, other than their record, which is 2-1, so off to a good start themselves. Origin also off to a fantastic start, as they are still undefeated. It is early in the season, but having a 3-0 record there. And both these teams using an FA sub, so on paper it should be an equal matchup.
Yeah, it definitely should. Real quick as we get into game number 1, can I get a quick caster's prediction from you?
I do think that Origin will still take this one. They've proven themselves so far in the season, and 2 veteran prospect players on the roster with Lightning and Parallax. I expect them to still take this one. But I do think it'll be a close series. I'll say Origin in 3-1, I'll say.
You heard it here. Origin 3-1, Origin in 4, whichever one you'd like to go with. But we're going to hop into the first game here. Melons versus Origin. Already about a minute into the game. As Melons looking to start off quickly. But Lightning with a great save off of Ooze's shot. Another chance. Midnight trying to pass it out. Pass it centered. Will not get through Origin's defense, though.
That
Parallax.
is something I expect from Origin, especially when Lightning God is on the pitch. Man is a machine when it comes to defense. You already saw one clutch save from him. And he's also rocking the clown car. Not sure if there's any mind games being attempted with that. But Lightning definitely looking to keep the defense on hold for Origin. That might end up being a big factor.
Yeah, and Origin, like we said, looking to hold on to their undefeated record as Astrelix is going to put one in and put Origin on top early.
Astrelix got the credit for that goal, but he actually saved the shot from Parallax, who looked like he was banging that one home. Uh, and it was actually the defender who ended up giving him credit for the goal. So definitely an unconventional way to score the first one, but either way, Origin going to be a little bit grateful to get that number up on the board.
Yeah, like you said, either way, it goes in. So that's a plus for Origin. And, if you're the Melons, it's really not what you want, but that one's going to roll in for Ooze off of a 50, and it's tied up.
And a nice little pass play there, up to no good. A little bit of a double commit on defense from Origin. Leaves the net open, and Ooze or Oz, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce his name, a little bit of a phonetic nightmare. But either way, he puts that one home, although Origin immediately going to capitalize on the other end due to a mistake on the kickoff.
Yeah, Parallax going to get one in for himself. A little bit of communication error for kickoff, like you said. And Parallax going to take advantage. Origin up 1 now. We are heading into the 4th kickoff already. 3 goals scored between the 2 teams. Parallax going to try and get a center over to his teammates. But up to no good. Going to get a clear out there. As Ooze trying to pass it over to Midnight. Midnight will get a touch, but Parallax with a good 50 takes it off of the roof of his car. The chance for Melons will not be taken advantage of. Parallax not going to go for it. Going to leave it for his teammate with a great demo and a great save by Up to No Good. He will get around that just in time. We are exactly halfway through game one here, Mirror League. What are you liking from these two teams?
So far, I really love just how Origin has taken control of the pitch so far. That was a really smart play from Parallax. On the other side of things, Melons barely able to keep that one out, but a great return to the goal to make up for the mistake of getting demoed there. Now they might be looking for something of their own. But so far, both teams not too much breaking through so far. Kickoff goal, and oh my goodness, Midnight. I said not much so far, but he's gonna make me eat my words as he scores a crazy fast double tap.
Yeah, that was a great double tap from him, and he's going to tie the game up once again for Melons. Origin keeps taking the lead, taking the advantage as they look to do it again. Lightning with the shot. Lightning not going to get the goal. It rings around the corner. And Melons, just luck. They got super lucky there, and another double tap by Midnight, and they take advantage.
Oh my goodness, I'm speechless. Midnight is just popping off in this game one. Another tight angle double as he air dribbles past everyone. Also making a clutch save on the other end of things. This is a scary version of Midnight that I'm not sure we've ever seen before, but he is absolutely popping off right now.
Yeah, as Melons thank the Rocket League gods for not letting that shot go in. Midnight takes advantage of it and shows them they're grateful for it. They're going to come out on top, or not on top quite yet, but they will take advantage here. Now up 3-2. And another clear out by Midnight, but Lightning is there. Ball gets sent down on the Origin side. Parallax with it. Going to try and get a clear out. Midnight does get it past one. Lightning is there. Lightning with the shot and a great save by Ooze. Ball going to be left for Up to No Good. We'll get a 50. He's going to pass it over to Midnight. Midnight with the shot. And it is going to be saved by Astrelix. Astrelix going to take his time with it. Does get it past one. Gets it past two and going to score it. He ties the game up here in the final minute.
And a nice dribble there from the FA sub Astrelix, taking it past one defender, spotting the opening, sending it home. He's definitely making an impact on the game right now for Origin, tying things up.
Yeah, great job by him. And he now has 2 of the 3 Origin goals here. So he's really, making the most of his opportunity to sort of get his name out with a shot by Lightning. Astrelix is there, and Astrelix will finish it off with the second chance.
And there he is again, securing the hat trick. An unfortunate miss from Midnight, and Origin immediately capitalizes. This has been a roller coaster of a game, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Melons tie it up. They're still fighting here in game one.
Yeah, they definitely are still fighting. Only a 1-goal game right now. The ball not in the position that Melons want it to be. Nobody back yet for Origin, but Astrelix will get there. Pops it up and buys time for his teammates to get back. Up to No Good with the shot. Lightning with the save and the clear. Midnight trying to pop it over to one of his teammates. Astrelix gets there. Up to No Good trying to get the clear out. Trying to get something started here very late for the Melons. The shot will go off the post. And Astrelix going to try and clear it out. And that is going to kill the ball. Origin takes game one.
And that's a tragic open net miss to secure the game for Origin. Not the easiest shot to hit under pressure, but if you're the Melons, you're going to be kicking yourself for not taking this one to OT. And even though Origin, they won the first game, but the real star of this show was definitely Midnight, hitting back-to-back double taps. An incredible showing, and if Melons can just fix up some problems that they have on defense, they are very much contenders in this matchup.
Yeah, they definitely are. They already kept that pretty close, even with, the little shaky bit of defense they had. They still did a great job on offense to convert chances and a great job on defense to clear the ball out. There's not really, I wouldn't say there's a ton of errors that they made at all during that game, as they're going to look to do the same thing here in game 2.
Absolutely. And so far it has been equal. We'll have to see if that keeps up. So Origin are in the lead for now, but this is a very important game for the Melons. You have to feel like if they do lose this one, it's going to be very difficult. I just wanted to take a moment to point out, is Up to No Good the sub for the Melons? I'm not actually sure which player it is, because I know that both teams have an FA sub.
I can check on that real quick. For the Melons, Ooze and Midnight, yes, they are both on the roster, so Up to No Good would be their FA sub. And then over on Origin side of the field, I believe it is Astrelix who is the FA sub. So both teams, like we were saying earlier, it's kind of evened out, both having that FA sub. Lightning gonna get the clear out, the pass down to Parallax. Parallax with a 50. Ball could ring around, but Midnight will get up. Strelix gets a nice touch. Parallax is there. Parallax will score an early lead for Origin once again.
And that's a nice goal, but just a little bit of unawareness from the Melons, a poor touch to the middle, and both players kind of caught out of position. It wasn't a great touch by any means, to be fair, but still you have to have someone ready in the midfield or even in the net to try and cover those angles. Origin really taking full advantage of these small mistakes by the Melons.
Yeah, and I think that's really what the difference maker was in game 1 too. Origin did a great job of taking advantage of, some of the defensive mistakes by the Melons, and their one goal in this game so far has come off of somewhat a mistake. As Astrelix going to get a bicycle hit there. Is Lightning going to try and follow that up on the wall? We'll get it past 1, possibly 2. No, Ooze will get the touch. Astrelix bumps Ooze off the ball. Ooze going to try and pop it past Parallax, but Lightning will go. No boost here. Going to try and play for a 50. Will get it. Astrelix going to try and take one off the wall. He will not. Got about 3 minutes left in the game here merely. Who do you think has the momentum, and what do you think the other team has to do to gain some?
Well, it's definitely Origin right now, already up a game and now up a goal. Their defense just looks impenetrable. Everything the Melons are trying to do is not really working out for them. They definitely have to try and switch things up a little bit. They don't really seem to be going for many passes, just trying to kind of hit the ball at the net over and over. But the defense of the Origin, is so good that it's not going to break through most times. Midnight, once again, though, comes through off a fantastic pass and is going to score that one for the Melons.
Yeah, great job to get there and, put that one in. It may have been a little bit of a goal steal, but, you get you'll take what you get. And Melon's going to do a good job of being able to tie the game up here halfway through. As Ooze takes it over to his corner on the wall. Gets it past Parallax. Lightning there for the touch. Midnight going to possibly get the center, but will get too hard of a touch. Throws it past Origin's net. Lightning pops it up there for Up to No Good. Not what he wanted to happen. Ooze taking it. Might just drop straight in. No, Lightning with a good touch on that. As it seems like Melon's really starting to get some of the pressure going for him, and that's what they really need, as it seems like Origin really had all the pressure in the start nearly.
Yeah, they absolutely have, and they still are, for the most part, have the advantage in the pressure game. But the Melons are fighting back, and now with an opportunity of their own, bit of an open net there. They weren't able to capitalize. And what I really want to see, it looks like the FA sub Astrelix for Origin is fitting really well into their rotation for the Origin roster right now. But Up to No Good just looks like the chemistry isn't really fitting in yet. Obviously, with an FA sub, you don't get much time to play with each other. But I really want to see him pop off, and it might not be necessary, as Midnight's going to come through and score his second of the game.
Yeah, now Midnight's 4th goal in the series, only 5 goals for the Melons, so he's doing it all offensive-wise for the Melons here, and he now puts Melons up by 1 on Origin kind of late in the game. That ball is going to get popped up off a kickoff. Lightning takes it over to his corner. Ooze trying to get a shot, but Lightning with the save. Parallax, not the touch that he wanted, a little weaker than he was expecting. Ooze pops it up. Nobody on Origin going. Lightning will go now. Origin trailing by 1 goal. They need to get something started here. Strelix and Parallax with a little bit of a double commit. A shot by Lightning. Not going to go. Strelix tries to go up for it. Will not get there. And Parallax flips out to the side. A redirect. Lightning with the own goal in Midnight. Gets credit for another.
That's really unfortunate from Origin. Just slightly messed up the offensive attack. Gave the Melons the chance to counterattack, which they do. And it looked like Lightning was almost able to get back there, but just didn't have enough boost. Now, Midnight getting a hat trick. Already 5 goals in this series. Definitely fighting for the Melons. And it looks like it will be enough for them to take game 2 and tie it up, especially as another one might be about to go in here. No, Lightning gets back just in time.
Yeah, and it looks like it might be a little bit late for Origin to tie this game up here. 10 seconds, trailing 2. Melons just putting on all the pressure that they can. This could be a little bit of a last-second momentum-wise goal that Origin is going for. But the ball will be killed, and Melons are going to tie up the series here. Tied at 1.
And definitely a much better look from the Melons in this game, too. Midnight, once again, scoring 3 goals. But really, it was Ooze I can't figure out how to pronounce his name. All right, I just got to stick with something. But either way, he was able to get that incredible assist, dropping down the ball to set up Midnight on a silver platter. And that's what tied them up, and then just able to edge out an advantage over Origin. This still was a much closer game than the scoreline might reflect. Origin narrowly missing several opportunities on net. Even though they only had 3 shots, they had a lot of pressure. That is something to consider, though, as the Melons had 10 shots of their own, 3 times the amount. And this is a great bounce back game from them.
Yeah, a great one indeed. Like you were saying, they really could not take the chance to go down 2-0 against Origin. Even Origin with their FA sub, they still look like a pretty scary team. Like you were saying, I believe throughout game 2 there, it really seems like Strelix is fitting in with their roster. And, if they ever look to make roster moves, I believe he could be a potential pickup.
I could definitely see it happening. He seems to fit in pretty well with this Origin roster. It's not easy to replace JT on Origin, who is one of their standout players, as Ooze kind of come in here real quick off the kickoff and score first goal in 3 seconds.
143 kph with a pinch. Wow, that was a quick one. That's what I thought. And Ooze going to put Melons up by 1. We're heading into kickoff here. Parallax will win it. Lightning God going to try and get it past Ooze. He will not. Parallax and Ooze with the 50 in the corner. Midnight going to get the nice little 50, and Ooze is going to finish it off for him. Ooze with his 2nd goal. Midnight with his 2nd assist.
And Ooze said, well, it's my turn to pop off. Really, Midnight did most of the work for that goal, but you know what? I think Ooze deserves some points here, as he was able to get a nice 50. Midnight gets a good read and just sets that one up for him middle. Now 16 seconds in, and already Melons continuing their dominance from the end of last game.
And we see a lot of situations where once a team starts to go up 2-3 goals, they start to really run away with it. As Melons are going to definitely look to do that here in game 3. As Midnight going to get another goal for the Melons, and now they are up 3-0.
And the Melons offense right now just unstoppable, up to no good, passing that one up, maybe tried to follow on his own, but it turned out to be a fantastic pass to Midnight, who puts that one in. Now already, Origin really has to stop the bleeding here if they want a chance to win this game, because 3 goals already in less than a minute is way too much to allow.
Yeah, 3 goals in about the first 30 seconds. It seems like they're really starting to run all over Origin. Ooze is going to try and take it off the wall, off the roof. So Strelix with the 50. We'll go over to Lightning. Up to no good with the 50. Puts it on target, and Parallax will get the save. The ball goes off the corner. Lightning is there. Midnight going to look to cut it. He will do so. Going to try and take it over to his own corner, but Astrelix with the demo. Going to try and pass it down to Lightning. He will not be able to put it on target. Game sort of looks to have slowed down a little bit. We haven't seen a goal, and it's been about a minute. That is a first so far here in Game 3 here merely, but looks like, like right when I was saying it, Melons going to get a clear down all the way from their own corner, and it's going to go on target.
And I thought that was a 50 at first glance, but on second, it looked like Midnight just spawned and absolutely launched that one over every single Origin player. Already 4 goals up, and now the Melons really just have to secure this one. Just have to hold on for 3 more minutes. But they have completely taken control of this series in just a few short minutes.
Streller's going to try and put one in for Origin, but it is rejected by up to no good. Midnight, the pass over to his teammate, will not be able to put it on target. It's a good demo on Parallax there for the Melons. Nice 50 will send it over to the corner for Lightning. Parallax is up, trying to get a double. Will not get it. Midnight's there. Strelix with a shot. And Ooze gonna get a touch on that ball. We're about halfway through the game. Really seems like Melons are kind of dominating here in Game 3 nearly.
They really are, and Origin is trying everything. They've increased the pressure so much. Even started double committing a little bit more where they might not have previously. You can see the demos. They're trying really hard to create opportunities, but right now, just nothing's working to break through the Melons, and that's struggling to see a way through myself as they are just playing phenomenally all of a sudden.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it's a little bit of a shocker to, I'd say, it's not really a shocker, but at the same time, we thought Origin would possibly come out in 4, but it seems like the Melons could possibly come out in 4, but Origin, Lightning gonna take one in back of the net for Origin.
And that's a nice little breath there for Origin, getting one back, cutting a little bit off of that giant lead that the Melons have secured. They still have 2 minutes to put together a few goals, definitely not impossible. And if the Melons start to get a little bit too lax, the goals might disappear faster than they thought. They definitely have to keep vigilant in the rest of this game.
Yeah, it's not over, but Origin's sort of starting to run out of time, but Astrelix going to put one in and now cuts the lead in half.
And like you said, already cutting the lead in half. Astrolix was up super early for this one and got a little bit fortunate to read that one, but also just realized that the defender was in a terrible position, couldn't really get a big clear. Was able to put that one home. Now Origin definitely still in this game.
Yeah, this would be a really big comeback for him, trailing 4. They've still got a minute and a half. A lot of time left for Rocket League. Ooze going to try and send one over to his corner. Lightning pops it up for Astrelix. We'll get the clear out. Lightning is up. Will not get a touch. He went through the ball on my screen. Midnight takes it off his corner, tries to get a pinch. The ball is kind of floating there, but Melons do a good job of sending it to their own corner. The ball is centered. Astrelix is up with the pass over to Lightning, and Lightning cuts the lead down to 1.
The defenders are just in an awkward spot. Lightning knew he had to go for this ball, gets a nice 50, and up to no good, just can't react in time. Now only 1 goal down. This would be an incredible comeback if Origin is actually able to pull it off.
Yeah, Origin, trailing 4 with about half the game remaining, and now a minute left. They're trailing 1. They've done a great job in this last minute or so. Really starting to pick it up on offense a little bit. Ooze not going to get a touch. Up to no good. Tries to get a shot. Astrelix with the save. Parallax won't get the 50. The shot attempt by Ooze, and it will go through. A little bit of a double commit, and they bump each other for Origin in the net.
I'm not sure. It looked like both players trying to get to the ball. Unfortunately, Astrolix and Lightning getting each other's way. They won't be able to save what should have been a pretty savable shot otherwise. And that's not a mistake that you want to be making when you're so close to making this comeback. They've only made things harder for themselves now.
As Astrelix with a missed opportunity takes it off the post. A shot by Lightning will be saved by Midnight. Astrelix going to try and get the center. Parallax with the shot, but Ooze will get there, will get the save. 15 seconds left. Melons looking to hold on to this lead and waste some time here. It's a shot by Ooze and a great angle going to double Origin score.
That's a fantastic pressure play. Midnight up to no good there, actually, just fully utilizing his speed, gets the ball past the defender. Ooze hanging around after his challenge, realizes he can shoot it, and gets a nice angle on net. A great closeout to this game from the Melons in what was a little bit scary there for a little bit. They almost gave up that 4-goal lead, but in the end are able to pull it off, and now they will be the ones on match point.
Yeah, and that's huge for them. A pivotal game. They will hold on to the lead as it started to look a little bit scary there. They were starting to look like the Atlanta Falcons when they played the Patriots in the Super Bowl. A little bit rough there for them, but, unlike the Falcons, they held on.
And they did manage to make it almost as large of a lead as it was in the beginning of the game. 6-3. Now Origin, I have to say, Origin looked much better that game when they were down and they were just throwing constant pressure. The Melons eventually would just kind of crack, and Origin was able to find their way through multiple times, almost enough to tie back up the series. If they can bring that same kind of effort to the offensive zone, their defense seems good for the most part, other than giving up 6 goals. Most of those were pretty good goals. I think Origin just needs to try to increase the pressure here and has to try to outscore the Melons, because I definitely think it's something that they're capable of.
Yeah, they definitely are capable of it. Trailing 4, there's really nothing to lose. They were kind of just going for everything, and at least with my experiences in ranked, I'll be playing with some of my friends, and when we just kind of go for whatever, it seems to really work out. And it looks like Origin kind of figured that out. When you don't play scared, don't play like sort of passive, it really works out in your favor sometimes. And that could bring a little bit of momentum here into game number 4 for them. But the ending may have killed a little bit of it off, as Ooze going to get it past one of the Origin players. The ball does get sent into their corner. So Strelix with the pass over. Lightning is up. Will get beat by Ooze. Parallax going to take it off the corner, trying to get a solo play, but Midnight with the save. Nobody back for Origin, and it's an open net for up to no good.
And after a full 45 seconds of complete Origin pressure, almost scoring like 3 or 4 times, it ends up being the Melons who were able to break out with all 3 of their players in the same spot, I might add, but there was just no one in net for Origin. They committed all of their resources and weren't able to get a goal out of it. I mean, that's what they need to do, but they just need to be a tiny bit more accurate. And on the other side of things, a great effort from the Melons to keep the ball out of their net for so long and turn into a goal on the other side of the pitch.
Oh.
They might have gone confused. You do have to score 2. Their saves are fantastic, but oh, okay, there it is. They were just holding off for a little bit longer.
That was unfortunate. Midnight, nowhere he can go for it, but they were definitely just doing it to, get a back pass to up to no good, let him get a little bit of a pop-off going, and they get the goal anyway, so no harm, no foul. And, great job by them to recover what could have been a tragedy for them. As they will have another chance here to score quick. Already with 2 goals in the first minute and a half. Parallax going to take it, but up to no good. Stays patient for it. We'll get the save. Ball bouncing up for Midnight. Midnight with the pass over to Ooze. Ooze with the shot, and Ooze is going to finish it. 3-0 Melons.
And another big lead for the Melons. Origin players just a little bit out of position once again. That was a nice touch to the midfield from the Melons player there, from Midnight, excuse me, as Ooze was able to beat Parallax on the goal line. But really, you expect Origin to be there to save those. This time they weren't able to, but they will get 1 goal back. cutting down this the lead for the Melons just a tiny bit once again.
Yeah, Lightning going to take advantage of somewhat the open net off a kickoff there. Now, Origin only trailing 2. We have seen comeback stories from them in the previous game, but started to get out of hand once they started to make that comeback. Now, they're looking to do the same thing here. They've got to be able to hold strong on defense while they're able to get the scoring up. As Melons looking to get another goal to their tally, but Parallax going to reject it. Parallax going to take it across over to his teammate, Astrelix. Not going to get it past everybody on Melons. Ball is sent over to the corner by Lightning, but Midnight is already there. Lightning up. Will not get the second touch that he wanted. Trying to get the clear out. Ooze with the shot, and it's going to go off the crossbar. Midnight looking for the center. Lightning going for the shot. Lightning with the shot. A good save by Up to No Good. The ball is awkward, and Midnight with the touch. Parallax with the shot, and it is chaos going on in front of Melon's net merely.
And I can't believe how many times we've seen this ball just narrowly avoid going into the Melons net. Absolutely heartbreaking for Origin, but they just cannot put anything home right now. The Melons staying alive still. 2 minutes left for Origin, but they need to put something in now. It looks like they finally will. You can't miss that shot. And Astrolix putting one in. Now only 1 goal down for Origin.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to get that, huge opportunity. They had probably 10, 15 seconds of the ball kind of just floating around the front area of Melon's net. They will come out with something eventually, which is huge for Origin in their possible, elimination game, I guess you could say here, as they're facing, a game that they have to win. Lightning going to try and take it. A good 50 by Up to No Good, but Astrelix going to get a clear down, pre-jump by him. Will not quite be able to get there. Ooze gets it past 1. Good bump. Parallax going to try and get a bump for himself, and open net for Astrelix. Origin going to tie the game up.
And Origin, it took them so long. They've had to fight tooth and nail for every goal, but finally a miss on the defense from the Melons. And Origin are able to tie this one up. Now it's anybody's game.
Yeah, and Origin's been looking to kind of fight back throughout most of the game, and they're finally able to tie it up. They don't have to quite fight as hard anymore as Parallax with the shot, and now Origin is going to have the lead.
And their first lead since game 1, they're finally able to come out and finally able to take the lead once again. Origin looking strong. If they can just keep up this pressure, they can close out this game. And of course, we all want to go to game 5, except for maybe Fruit Ninja members.
Yeah, maybe not, but game 5's always exciting. Ooze going to pop one over to his teammate. Up to No Good runs out of boost. Parallax, very low boost, will pick up that pad. Astrelix going to get there for the 50. Ball goes onto the ceiling. Ooze is there. Going to try and get the 50 on Parallax. They get a little bit of a pinch. Midnight will stay patient. Will get the touch that he wants. Up to No Good brings it over to Origin's corner, but Lightning going to possibly get a clear out here. Will send it over to Melon's corner. Ball floating around in the corner. We see that a lot where the ball just kind of gets trapped there. Melons still trailing 1 here, about 30 seconds merely. What do you think they need to do to tie this game up?
They really just have to try to break through the Origin defense one more time. But with that demo, Origin is playing much better than I've seen them play since game 1. Maybe even better than that, as they are just doing their absolute best to not give the Melons any opportunities. And really, it's been difficult for the Melons to find any openings. This could be one more that they have for the series, or for the game, excuse me. Origin about to close it out.
Ball is popped up for Ooze. This could be a chance. Ooze with the shot and a save by Lightning. Origin ties it up, and we are heading to game number 5.
And a great put down there by Lightning. Not taking any risks on 0 second. I gotta respect that. I can't count the amount of times I've gone way too confident on 0 seconds, and the game has been tied up or lost. But Origin, with a great look, I really thought they were in for it. and they went down 3 goals, but maybe that's their max. You know, last game, they couldn't come back from 4 goals down. They were only able to get 3, and this time they were down 3 goals and were able to tie it up. So as long as they don't get down by more than 3 goals, it seems like they are still always in the running. But that's a fantastic comeback, and now we do have it an away at Game 5. This has been a roller coaster of a series so far.
Yeah, it seems like the last 2 games, Origins had to fight from behind. One time they cut it close 2 games ago in Game 3. They weren't quite able to pull it out, but they were able to pull out the comeback here in Game 4. Send us to a Game 5. Looking to have another exciting one, as we just had one in the last match for the novice game. We're going to get into kickoff. The first kickoff of Game 5 here. Ooze going to try and get the Melons off to a quick start. Up to no good. Not going to get a touch. Midnight not going to get the touch that he really wants. Parallax going to kind of leave it there centered for Origin, and they will not be able to take advantage of it. Ball still remains on Melon's side. But Midnight going to be able to get the clear. Up to no good is there. Trying to get the pass down to his team. Shot by Ooze, and it's going to drop in.
For the 3rd game in a row, Melons do score first. A nice touch there by Up to no good, excuse me. And Ooze just faster to the ball. No one left in net. I have to say, Up to no good really looks like he's found his place on this Melons team. Definitely setting up a lot more opportunities and being a very valuable player, a valuable free agent to pick up. But will it be enough? Up 1 goal, but we've seen Origin come back from these deficits before. Definitely going to be a tough effort for both teams.
You know, Up to no good is up to some good for his team, I guess you could say. Really putting them in a good position to, you know, take Game 5. He's put him in a pretty good position to control some of the other games. The ball is sent down. Lightning is there, though. Midnight with the pass over to Ooze. Ooze won't get there in time. Up to no good. We'll try and get a centering touch. Astrelix is there. Ooze with a nice bump. Midnight with a shot, and it's going to go off the post. Good demo by Midnight on Parallax. Going to get it past Astrelix. Trying to get another touch, making it awkward for Origin. The ball is sent over onto the wall. Midnight there. Will not get a touch, though. Ooze with the pass. Astrelix gonna hit it open net for Ooze. Ooze with the shot, and Parallax is back. Just gets back in time, as it seems like there's been a few goals here for Melons that have come off of possibly not quite rotation errors, but just nobody home for Origin, merely.
Yeah, their defense really has stepped off just a tiny bit in the last few games, picking up, I'd argue, once again in the remainder of the last game. But they need to fix these mistakes. It looks like they have so far this game, but now on the other end of things, they have to try to get some offense going, as the Melons have just been pressuring constantly for the last minute or so. And now they might be able to get another one, as this one just barely goes off. The miss from Parallax and Ooze gonna put the Melons up 2-0 again.
Yeah, and we've seen situations where Melons have been leading. They've started to kind of run away with it, and Origin never out of it until, you know, that last few seconds. And, you know, we've seen multiple times where they've come from behind, both the last 2 games, but they can't constantly rely on that. This Melons, if they pick up their defense just a little bit compared to those 2 games, I think it's going to be tough for Origin to make one of those miraculous comebacks again. The Strelix over in the corner. We'll get it past one member on Melons. Lightning going to try and get it past Up to no good, but a great 50 by him. We'll win it, and we'll send it to Origin's corner. The shot by Ooze will not get through. So Strelix with the shot of his own. Nobody back, and Ooze will get there just in time. Melons still remain up 2 with 2 minutes here, merely.
That's a clutch save from Ooze there. And on the counterattack, the Melons up 3 goals once again. It's the same exact beginning of the game. Origin now has to try and replicate the end, but the Melons connecting with each other once again on the counter. Looking so good right now.
Origin in another dangerous position, but honestly, could be a dangerous position for the Melons while leading 3. Origin seems to be the comeback team. Parallax is there. Parallax will not get a touch. Good job by Ooze to take it off the post there. Trying to get a center for his team. Will not work out. A pass over to Astrelix. Astrelix with a shot. And it is 3-1 Melons.
And a fantastic play from Origin. Lightning backing up in reverse. Gets a clutch 50 over to the full team pass play with Parallax to Astrelix. One of the best pass plays I think I've seen in Novice, as he just had great vision there, finding Parallax on the shot. But oh my goodness, Origin's dreams dashed once again as a kickoff goal going to go in the Melons' favor.
Yeah, and now Melons up 3 once again. A minute 33 left. Starting to get a little bit late in the game for Origin to rely on that comeback. You know, they're still not out of it. They aren't out of it till that last second when the ball touches. Good 50 there by the Melons. Going to send it over to Midnight. Midnight, a very dangerous player, at least in this series. There's a nice shot from Ooze, and Ooze will get his hat trick.
And now to take a 4-goal lead. The Melons cannot stop scoring. 5-1, a minute 20 left. I want to say that it's still possible, but Origin is really going to have to dig deep here to try and get yet another comeback. Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, they're going to need a goal pretty quickly, trailing 4. They can't wait much longer. The Strelix will only get it past one Melon. Lightning going to try and get a catch. We'll get it past Midnight. Up to no good with the shot, and Astrelix will get up in time. Midnight is there. Midnight with the shot of his own and gets it past all 3 on Origin. 6-1 Melons.
And that should seal the game for the Melons. A great performance so far. They can just not be stopped on offense, it seems. Every player getting involved once again, and they're just playing fantastic right now. I think that's, if we count all 5 games, that's got to be over 20 goals for the Melons, which is just incredible.
Yeah, that's a lot, and Midnight puts in another, gets his hat trick. 7-1 Melons, and if that last goal didn't seal it, that one definitely did.
Yeah, the Brazil to end Game 5, a really unfortunate way to end things for Origin, and what was otherwise an incredibly close series. But still, the Melons offense just looks too good right now. Origin not able to keep the ball out of their net, and unfortunately, they will receive their first loss of the season.
Yeah, and Melons, they really seem like a team that you can't mess with. They seem really scary, at least that Ooze and Midnight combo. Those two, they really pop off, and you know, they seem to be team players as well. So if you're in the Prospect League, this is definitely a team we need to watch out for.
Absolutely, and with this offensive showing, especially some of the quality goals that we've seen, not going to be easy to stop them at all. And oh, Origin can't get one more. Might still be able to try and find it in the remaining seconds, but of course that will be too little too late, as this one goes off the crossbar and Astrelix just gets smacked into this one. But it looks like we will be ending off with a 7-2 scoreline as the Melons take a fantastic 5-game series.
We've seen plenty of kickoff goals, you know, may not be 7-2. Technically, you know, there's still time for one goal from either team, but that should end it here off the top of the roof, and Melons going to take it in 5.
And once again, just a spectacular series, up to no good, claiming Hawaii man Ooze is too good. I didn't know Ooze was from Hawaii. Nice little fun fact there. But he did absolutely pop off, as did Midnight, and up to no good as the FA sub played a very nice third man role, supporting his teammates, making some clutch saves, setting up some great passes, and really a great team effort from the Melons to really make an impact, make a statement on the league as a whole. Maybe even considering picking up to no good. Maybe not even a starting player, but a sub, as he seemed to fit really well into their roster towards the end. But once again, a great series from both teams. Unfortunately, Origin just couldn't handle the pressure from the Melons effectively.
Yeah, it seemed like it was kind of whoever could adjust with their FA sub first or better. It seemed like for Origin, Astrelix, he kind of started to fit in right away, but he didn't fit in just enough, I guess you could say. And, the Melons were able to take advantage of up to no good fitting in, I guess you could say a little bit better all around for him. He was definitely a huge part of the series win for him. And I think that's going to wrap us up here for this Prospect League action for Saturday Night Rocket League. I'd like to thank you merely for joining me here in the booth, but you will be back here for the next match.
I absolutely will. And we've got another good matchup. I wonder if we can get 3 game 5s back to back. That would be truly something, as we've already had two great matchups. I don't even know which one was better so far. But if the trend continues, the next game should be fantastic as well. And we'll see you guys back here soon for that one.
Yeah, we will be back here for some rival action, Gravelords and Whiteout. It will be starting in just a couple of minutes, so make sure grab some snacks, use the restroom once again if you need to, and stick around for another great series.